Why scientists use these radio transmitters to create artificial auroras. Sending radio pulses into the upper atmosphere can create splashes of red and green light, right? We were talking about all the northern lights because they were doing experiments in the sky. And I was trying to tell people, hey, do you know that they could do those on their own? That it's not some natural phenomenon. It's the government manipulating the skies because they're running tests. And people said, you're out of your mind, right? And I said, look, you can look it up for yourself. What do you think all these satellites are doing all around us? What do you think all these NOAA towers or all these HARP transmission towers are? Well, that's there for, well, they don't know, right? I mean, as I'm speaking to you right now, what you see on the screen is just a list of United States patents that all revolve around weather modification and weather control and trapping electromagnetic radiation communication systems and producing precipitation from the atmosphere and treatment of atmospheric conditions by intermediate dispensing of materials. Well, of course, I don't expect a regular person to hear that and understand because they just go, I don't know what that means. What are you talking about? Methods of generating ice, nuclei, smoke particles for weather modification? An apparatus? What? I mean, I don't know what that means. Well, think about it. The government is trying to convince you that all of these bizarre things, just like this, are all natural. That now we're getting blizzards, tornadoes, hurricanes, and fires across the U.S. all at once. Just like they were convincing you a few months ago that it was normal for wildfires to hit California in December. Or just like they were doing in Lahaina, trying to convince you that it was even possible for wildfires to hit Maui, let alone the fact that the ocean was on fire, boats in the ocean were on fire, and all the trees just somehow miraculously stood up. Remember? But then they had to come out and tell you, well, there's a reason that the trees don't burn. And then, of course, we all had to deal with the sheeple who repeat everything they hear on the news as fact because that's how their brain works without ever testing these things or studying these things or trying to figure out that this type of technology actually exists. They just repeat what they hear. So they were trying to convince everyone like us that, well, the trees didn't burn because there was water and moisture inside of the trees. I mean, it just goes back and forth, right? These people just don't get anything through their actual head. So those are all just some weather modification patents that the government has.